Alright guys, well this is what your 1KD will sound like if you don't look after it correctly. If you don't get really close and watch all the videos and gather all the information about your particular engine. Look, on the 1KD, maybe you're unlucky, maybe you're lucky. I'm going to say you're lucky you got me, or maybe you're not so lucky, but anyway, we've chosen to specialise in the 1KD because we think it's an awesome engine and we understand it really well. We're trying to share that information so you can look after it right. This is what it's going to sound like if you miss all that information. Clean because we've cleaned it before we're going to work on it. That's the only reason it was clean. Don't do injectors on a filthy, muddy engine, bro. Well, rephrase. We're not going to do injectors on it. We're going to strip it down, have a look, see what we can find. It's only clean because we're going to work on it. It was just covered in way too much mud and crud. We wouldn't be trying to, if it turns out that he wants to put injectors in it, look, we've just got to investigate and work out what's going on with this one. Unfortunately, it has one that's been left, you know, someone didn't know, like most people, they don't know. It's too late when they find out about replacing injectors, about leaking injector seats, and about blocked door pickups and starving the engine of oil. So, as I said before, you need to subscribe, you need to turn on notifications, you need to start watching my videos and learn about those. Learn about the engine, understand the problems, and hopefully you can avoid this happening to you. Most of you, I know what's going on, but there's a lot of people that don't know, and they're watching this video for the first time going, what, how, when, what do I do? What do you do? Subscribe to 4x4 Diesel, and if you think it's a good video and you learned something, share it to your friend, share it in a message, share it in an email, share it on a Facebook page, do something to help someone else because it's a big problem. There's hundreds of thousands of these, and there's still, this was avoidable if someone had told this guy what he needs to do to, you know, avoid the problem, and that's what we're trying to do, get the awareness out there. It is working, but we still see the odd one like this. So if you can help out, guys, like I said, subscribe, notifications on, and give us a thumbs up, trying to help out here. So hit the thumbs up so I know the videos are good. Look, if it's thumbs down, don't worry about that. That's a mistake. Just text me and tell me that, yeah, that video wasn't that good, or just ring me and tell me about it. So, alright guys, hope that helps. Have a nice day. See ya. So I thought I'd do a video with a bit of a diagnostic on this Hilux 2006, 299 odd thousand Ks. Injectors don't look like they've ever been out. It's tapping very loudly. Have a look at the diagnostics. So you can see the load readings up very high. It is a cold engine, so you're going to get that. Let's have a look what else we got. So injection volume obviously is going to be high because it's cold, but that is very high. That'll be out of spec. You can see all the feedback values are off their heads. Typical of a vehicle that it's just completely flogged. Look at that main injection period as well, up over 1,000 even. Those injectors are completely flogged, right? So the idea is, guys, prevention. Okay, I'm just going to switch it off before it blows up completely, because it probably will, right? Switch it off before it blows up completely. At the end of the day, the idea is prevention. You replace your injectors and you get to these things, you know, when they're due. Not, this is like waiting for your tyres till the steel belts are hanging out and they've gone pop, you know what I mean? A little bit late. So prevention, you get in there a lot earlier. Unfortunately, this guy had no idea, and the people he took it to for service, they didn't know either. And that's all too common. So it's about education, guys. Share it around. From where I'm standing, that is one of the most filthy engines. 1KDs, I should say, not engines. I've had worse engines. This is probably, yeah, probably the worst, filthy, rotten 1KD ever. Prevention. Oil changes. Any engine, oil changes every 5,000 kilometres. check oil pickups on any engine you can. A lot of engines you can see the oil pickup. Check them all. Check the oil pickups, you know. Doesn't cost you anything to shine a light in a sub drain hole. And check if you've got a blocked oil pickup. It can happen from lack of oil changes. It doesn't have to be the diesel situation. This is not unique to you know, 1KDs or anything like that. This is a problem with diesels, right? It's not really a problem with diesels. It's more of a problem that people don't know about the maintenance required on diesels. Okay. Everything's getting messy here, so not my kind of job, as you already know. So there's a few people sitting back having a giggle. That's good. That's all right. No problem. Nasty. Probably time to go and put a set of gloves on, I think. Normally, wouldn't have to do that. I try not to wear gloves because you get a better feel without gloves, but I'm going for a set of gloves. Second set of gloves for today. The other set was for cleaning an E-jar this morning. I only clean E-jars on vehicles I'm doing injectors on, so I don't do E-jar cleans separately. I could hook you up with people that do. I'm just too busy. My time is reserved for specialist area, fuel system, injector type stuff, whether it's, you know, diagnostics, helping people over the phone, diagnostics, supplying injector kits with the correct fresh injectors, not, you know, remanufactured, just brand new, genuine, fresh injectors. Installing injectors perhaps. Things that, you know, fairly imperative that you need to get right is the only thing that works. This is filthy. You know, not like we haven't seen it before in other engines, but this is the worst 1KD. The 1KDs I generally use, they've mostly been generally pretty well looked after. So let's see. That one's not budging without help. Number 2 is going to come out. There we go, number 2. No blow-by. Happy days, look at that. Start almost though. It's still got the copper washers. I'll show you those original copper washers. You can see those. See the copper anyway. They're still copper, but they've got a coating over them. So that basically confirms these injectors have never been out. No surprise there. The pipes and everything, and brackets and clamps and everything look very good. There's number 2 just came out. It's also got the copper washer on there. There you go, copper, not leaking, so that's good. That one looks pretty good. Okay, so hey, it's better than I thought. I'm sorry, I don't know what I said, but you know, I get it wrong sometimes. So number 1 stuck, 2 and 3 came out. Number 1's at the front for those that don't know. People do ask me that, so I'll just put it out there. Number 1 is always from the front of an engine. If you've got a front wheel drive, generally the front's going to be at the driver's side, where the drive belts and everything else, the front, the transmission's on the back. So 1, generally, you know, always say generally. Oh look, number 4's good as well. There you go, look, copper washer and no blow-by. So it's just number 1 that's stuck in there. So all this mess in the engine is most likely not caused by blow-by, although we have got number 1 leak and we'll get it out soon. And I'm going to show you how we get out. There's a few different ways that we can do this. And you know, when people get shifters out, people start talking butcherous, but I'll tell you what, it's the only time you get a shifter out. This injector's rubbish anyway. So yeah, but we'll see. We might not have to get the shifter out, but generally levering on the left hand side of the injector on the outlet side against the rough side of the camshaft. Turn the cam lobes down in case you slip so you don't damage those, but just don't slip anyway. And yeah, leverage with your left side and twisting with your right side. And look, a shifter works really well over that injector inlet. They are rubbish. There's not really anywhere else you can grab onto them and get a good grip. We're talking massive amounts of pressure. Sometimes they can take a couple of hours to get out. Pullers, you could hang the car off the roof, it won't come out. It must be pressure upwards and twisting at the same time. Anyway, let's try and get this one out. Going pretty well so far. I'm suspecting it's had blow-by for a while and it loosens up pretty easily. Yep, that's it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and get the shifter to show you the technique. Now, you're going to get injectors that are stuck worse than this sometimes. And there's different tools and you can think or say what you like, but here we are. I'm not making a big effort here of turning the camshafts because I'm not going to slip. I would normally remove this bracket out of the way for this one if you had one that's really stuck, because basically you need to have your shifter on there and you're basically twisting back and forth like that. I'm just sort of showing you the technique. This one's not too bad, it's going to come out, but we're just going to do it anyway. Right, so it is quite difficult to, and it's better for one person to do because it's got to be in sync, if you know what I mean. You need to know when to put the pressure on when the person's going to twist. Two separate, we've tried that, the two separate people thing doesn't work too well. Okay, so that's the technique. But they do get a lot worse than that, so this is a fairly easy one. Believe it or not, I'll show you what it looks like. There you go. When we say blow-by, that's what we're talking about. Has the injector seat come out? Yeah, it has. It's got the old copper washer. It is on there. You've got to make sure that comes out. It could be in the head, but I'm looking at copper right there. If you can see that, yeah. So you know it's on the injector. When we say blow-by, we're saying blow-by at the injector seats. The injector seats are leaking. Once the injector seats leak, well, you should be able to tell me. If you watch my videos, that's what they're there for. Please do yourselves a favour and go and watch all the videos. YouTube, 4B4 Diesel, F-O-U-R-B-Y, number 4 Diesel, one word. 4B4 Diesel's the channel. Subscribe, notifications on, start watching, and keep in the loop. So we've got this injector out. We've got some cleaning up to do. We'll do some compression testing, valve clearance checks, and see if this engine's in any sort of state to bother putting a set of injectors in it. It's just a farm ute, so